What is up, people? How are you all doing? Today is Saturday, May 16th. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Today we are also having the new moon in Taurus. We are about a few hours away, maybe 6 or so hours away, possibly even more, from the totality of the new moon in Taurus at 26 degrees Taurus. Now, what's also special about this new moon is the Mars-Chiron conjunction in Aries at 28 degrees. And also, Mercury is within a conjunction to this new moon in Taurus. So, beautiful lineups here. Just 2 days ago, 2 days ago is when we had the Sun-Mercury Cazimi, also known as the Superior Conjunction. And that's when, after the Mercury retrograde journey, Mercury has to then catch up to the sun, return to the sun. Then he crosses over the sun, and now he's moving ahead of the sun direct, his returning to his usual post, his usual position. So quite a few important things that happened. Also on the same day of that Mercury Cazimi, we had the moon in Aries conjunct Mars in Aries and Chiron in Aries all at that time. So it's been quite a week. It's been quite a week, energetically speaking, with the transits. It's all beautiful, good things. Uranus is now at 1 degree Gemini. This is the furthest Uranus has ever been in Gemini. So things are speeding up. Things are beginning to move at a faster pace. If you have been feeling more anxious, if your mind has been feeling more scattered or chatty or excitable, and if you see yourself kind of all over the place a little bit with your energy, that's very normal with the Uranus and Gemini. We are adjusting to that type of frequency. That's a hawk, in case you're wondering. Yeah, right there. The hawk's looking for some breakfast, trying to get some of the chickens. There's a bunch of new baby chickens here, so I'm actually glad I'm out here so I can say, hey, excuse me, hawk. No, you can't have any of the baby chicks. I know it's easy picking, but we need them. Can you go somewhere else? So, new moon in Taurus at 26 degrees Taurus. As usual, with every new moon, we're entering a new phase. We're entering a new cycle with the Taurian energy, wherever that is in your chart. And so it's a good time to put some intentions out there, plant some seeds for growth and an opportunity. And the beautiful thing about Taurus energy is Taurus is known, most famously known for their reliability, their dependability. Taurus having the strength and the stamina of a bull, of a calf, right? Just this massive body of strength and stubbornness, right? And determination. So new moon in Taurus, setting an intention at this time for yourself, I'm setting an intention that this year, 2026, that I do my best to continue to not grab my phone first thing in the morning and instead meditate and do some stretches, right? Simple thing, right? But let's say that's you that's a hard thing at the same time. It's far more easier to grab the phone. You choose to grab the phone, but it's consciously you're wanting to make a shift. So putting an intention at this time, the dedication, the strength and the determination of the Taurian energy can really assist you in whatever it is that you decide you are trying to initiate anew right now. It 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 is you're doing it at a time when the energies that are infusing into your intention are Taurian by nature, which is stubborn, reliable, determined, you know, dedicated. So this is going to help you. This is going to assist you in making some long-lasting, real changes in your life. Yay! This is great. This is wonderful. So with the Uranus and Gemini, we're all getting adjusted to this frequency right now. And it can be a lot for folks that aren't used to Gemini energy. Gemini is a mutable air. It's very fast. It can multitask. It's versatile. It's Gemini is a sign of duality through the mind, thinking, and the afterthought, and the counter thought. This is why Gemini likes to play devil's advocate, not because they are really holding any true serious opinion, but it's just if they hear someone having a discussion, they like to counter that with the many different views and possible perspectives that can challenge that one particular expression. So all that to say, with Uranus and Gemini, we're adjusting to our minds operating by a Gemini nature. So for those who are usually more centered, more focused, more calm, more even keel, all of a sudden you could be feeling a lot of scatterness that you're not used to, a lot of energy, and it could even be perceived as anxiety. Normal shit right now, normal shit. The other thing about this Uranus and Gemini is he is forming a direct square to the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. Okay, this forming of this T square, it's really gonna begin to be felt in June, specifically June 4th. Is when the nodes and Uranus are all at 2 degrees. 2 degrees Gemini, 2 degrees Pisces, 2 degrees Virgo. And this ongoing square is going to apex June 12th and will last for the whole month. This square, this energy of this square, we're experiencing it now, and it's going to carry over for quite a few months, with June being the most intense month of this square energy. I spoke about it in a video earlier in the week or last week. The reason why that's something to point out and sort of say, be aware of this, is because Uranus is the planet that can usher in the element of surprise and shock. Uranus can bring in sudden, unforeseeable, unexpected events that generally happen outside of your control. Gemini sponsors nearly all freak accidents. So usually when someone reaches out to me or calls me and they've just had a car accident, or they fell, or some major accident happened, right? Usually the first thing that I'm going to guess is going on, and then when I look at the chart, I look for it, and it's Uranus. Where's Uranus in your chart? Where's Uranus transiting in your chart? Because this could probably be it. And a few days ago, my sister just suddenly, unforeseeably, unexpectedly got into a car accident. And she was T-boned, okay? And so the nodes are like this right here: North Node, Pisces, South Node, Virgo, and Uranus is literally T-boning the nodal axis right now. And the reason why that is significant is because the nodes govern our karmic past and the destined future, or the homeostasis, complacency, and the unknown future. So we're talking about karma, destiny, and fate here. And Uranus being the element of shock, surprise, and sudden disruptions, this could bring up experiences to us to suddenly go through that are like mirror reflections. It's a mirror that's reflecting energy and pattern associated to your karma through past life experiences, in order for you to correct it, make the changes, and integrate the lesson that will ultimately shift you out of the cyclical reality, the patterns and behaviors that you have, and allow you to be in a trajectory that moves you further into the north, which is the unknown and the underdeveloped expression that you're here to really grow into. So Uranus can bring sudden surprises, shock. Now, the reason why Uranus influences in that way is because he's trying to agitate. He's trying to agitate because it's so easy in our lives, and our body does it, our cells do it, everything in nature does it. That's why there's a word for it. It's called homeostasis. And it's so easy for us people to become in homeostasis and into a place of complacency or being contempt with where you are. And once you're at that point, you're no longer growing, you're no longer developing, which also, in a way, you're no longer living, right? And Uranus doesn't like that. Uranus wants constant revelations, revolutions, evolution, growth. Uranus is all about evolution, growth, and making advancements. So the reason why he influences in that way is because it's going to be through the element of shock and surprise and sudden disruptions that break you out of your homeostasis. And homeostasis is a form of daydreaming in your reality, because you're not really present, you're not really growing, you're not really being challenged, so you're on autopilot. And Uranus wants to disrupt that by bringing things, challenges. And so you can expect now, and activating now, June being the biggest month and into probably the whole summer, you can expect disruptions occurring, either in your life directly or around you, seeing it around you. So this is a big thing. Now, the other thing is, Uranus isn't always all bad. Sometimes it's sudden good surprises. It's things that happen all suddenly that change your reality, but it's all beautiful and positive, right? All the pieces falling into place. So it all depends on what you got going on and where you're at in life, where you're at in this part of this journey. So definitely a reap what you sow type of summer coming up. So prepare. And with the recent activations going on with Chiron, I mean, Chiron's been a theme for a while. We had the Jupiter Chiron square go on for several months towards the end of last year. And recently we had Mercury cross over Chiron, the Sun cross over Chiron, Venus cross over Chiron, and now Mars is with Chiron in Aries. And the significance of that is because Aries is ruled by Mars, and Chiron has been chilling out in Aries for since 2018. So for Mars to meet with Chiron at the furthest he's ever been, 28 degrees Aries, is significant because we're here at the final degrees in the third decan, but it's also the last time Mars will meet with Chiron in Aries for about, I think, like 50, 60-ish years. So this is an indication that we're finally coming to a completion point of what Chiron has been assisting us in healing and identifying what needs to be healed in our life, in society, and where to develop. Because Chiron, the wounded healer, right? Chiron's story is a very special one. It's a long story, but it begins with trauma. Chiron's wound begins with trauma. His story begins with trauma. He was born, he was rejected, he was abandoned, He was not liked. He was not loved, right? Wound. Then he rose to a level of popularity, fame, status, and power. Then lost it. Then experienced rejection again. And then he was also stricken by a poisonous arrow, and the poison made it so it could not ever really heal. Chiron learns medicine. Chiron learns the herbs, learns how to heal, learns how to connect. Chiron eventually becomes the shaman, right? So it's becoming the healer and becoming the shaman by enduring the harshness and the pain that you go through in life. But through that is where you learn how to heal and develop a true sense of empathy and compassion that allows you to understand another human being. Excuse me. So Chiron has been in Aries for the last 18 years. I mean, not 18 years, since 2018. All right, that's a long time. So we're at 8 years now. And Aries is all about the identity, being a raw, authentic individual, just expressive and not really caring or allowing any inhibitions to restrict you from being who you are and doing what it is that you want. So, because Aries is the opposite of Libra, and Libra is relationships, socializing, right? So Libra is an energy that is primarily focused and aware of how social dynamics operate, which also means repercussions on your behavior as an individual and how that affects society and groups. Aries is the opposite of that. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the birth. It's the beginning. And in the beginning, you're developing your identity. You're developing your self-awareness and being able to express as an individual. So with Chiron being here for this long, this is us going through a long process of healing ourselves as an individual, rebuilding our strength, and becoming clear in our identity. So through this process over the years, we may have gone through a lot of different changes in how we express ourselves and form our relationships. You may have broken off from several different circles over the year and maybe even have become more and more isolated, more alone, or more particular, tighter friend groups, right? And that's because the journey we've all been through in becoming more and more authentic and less needing codependency and connections with others and seeking validation from others and approval from others. We've learned to get that from ourselves, and that in effect is like, I don't really need this, So Chiron can also be where we are lacking strength and vitality to express, so with the recent Uranus and Taurus transit, and this Chiron and Aries, and the new moon in Chiron we're having right now. I mean, the new moon in Taurus we're having right now, and Mercury's Cazimi to the sun. We are coming to a place where the body is becoming fortified and complete to now stand strong and to start marching forward in who you are and your identity. So beautiful. So what's an example? I'll use me an example, okay? At the start of this Chiron journey, I was not in a good place. I was confused of who I was. I was taking a lot of different medications because of my health issues. I gained a lot of fucking weight. I had no strength because of the illnesses that I was going through. I was not working out. I could not ride a bicycle anymore. Super depressed, super fat, and being able to bench over 300 pounds and fucking do incredible things to suddenly just could barely stand, right? That robbed me of my identity during when that happened. And before it happened, Chiron was in Pisces, so this was beginning the spiritual pain, the spiritual wound, the loss, the confusion, the abandonment. And then that grew into the Aries, the identity, who am I? And so during those years, my confidence went low, my value went low, my self-esteem went really low. And then also all the people in my life at that time I had no real connection with them, but it's just they are all that I knew, and it was all that I was familiar with, and I was never actually truly myself in any of these spaces. So I had to learn to create that. Then I went through the developing of the salsa shaman, started a business, Starcy Salsa, the salsa shaman. And throughout all these years, I've been through this struggle, because at the same time, I wanted to also become a professional astrologer, right? At the time, I had 15, 13 years of astrological study and wisdom in me, but I had imposter syndrome, right? Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to be a professional astrologer, to start my own channel and to start offering services. This person's better than me. This person's better than me. This person's better than me. I don't got what it takes. Blah 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 blah. But we had to heal these parts, right? And Aries is raw, and Chiron and Aries, this was us going through a process of stop being weak little bitches and fucking showing up for yourself and just being a man, being a fucking woman, and not giving a fuck, no longer needing external validation from others, and just being who you are, and owning that with strength and confidence. So all these years, now I am the sleeping shaman. Now I will tell people I am a psychic, empathic astrologer. I am a healer. My life has trained me and conditioned me to be someone who can see beyond just the mundane, and to tap into your energies, to tap into your senses, and to really intuit and even remote view and channel informations using your star chart. I am a healer. I am psychic. I'm here for owning that, right? And not caring. Like if I were to be somewhere right now and someone were to mock me or taunt me or say something or challenge me in that kind of way, unfazed, okay? And it took a long time to get there. Also, I wanted to do this haircut for many, 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 many years. And now finally I'm like, fuck it. Why have I not done it, right? Stop being a puss. So the energies right now with this Taurus New Moon, it is anchoring and solidifying in the body value, self-worth, strength, okay? And this Aries completion with Chiron, with Mars here right now, this is sending the Mars here is it's sending the thrust, it's sending the testosterone dose, it's sending the mojo back through the Chiron and into your Aries expression of being who you are and not giving a fuck. The mojo is returning. And as the mojo's returning, there's this boost. There's this excitement. At the same time, Uranus is in Gemini. So the mind is like all, not razzle-dazzled, but ready, anticipation, excited, want to jump the gun, all of these things, right? But what's really important to remember is to take some time, because this is a lot of energy with the Uranus and Gemini. You're gonna have to practice taking a moment to go, what is most important for me to use my time and my energy right now? Because there are all these things that I could do and want to, and I'm a little bit ADHD and kind of overwhelmed and overstimulated, and I need to be strategic with my time and my energy bank, my level bank. Because the tendency with too much Gemini energy is it's very mental, so it's not connected with the body. So the mental strength can outlast the actual physical body, the energy that's in the physical body. So it's common for people with prominent Gemini energies to really be able to go until at some point they collapse, because they have not realized that the body itself is exhausted and is beginning to deteriorate, and now there is a need for rest and digest. So with this Uranus energy, it's like that. So you want to make sure you're checking in with the actual physical energy you do have, and be selective on what it is you're going to do, because we should have multiple lists, right? The top priority needs to be done urgent, and categorizing it all the way down to the not a priority at all, but I would like to at some point if possible. So that way you're not getting caught up in the winds of all the energy where you end up putting too much time into something that was not urgent or important at all. And you've missed a certain detail until it comes back to you and say, hey, you didn't meet that deadline. Oh, fuck. I'm not even ready. I didn't even, what, how did we get here? How did all this time pass and I didn't fucking, so yeah, it's a lot. I'm trying to help you, give you guys pointers here, but, I'm going to close it with this, sleepingshaman.com. Go to my website. I have a new free offer on there. You can go to your website, and it's on the my website, sleepingshaman.com. And on the very first page, you can download and receive a free birth chart and a little PDF file that breaks down to you the way I like to explain what astrology is, how it operates, and also a little bit about your birth chart. A little snippet about your rising, and a little snippet about your sun sign. And then there's another option of where you can download a chart that you pay for. And this is going to come with about 30 to 40 pages of information going through all your placements in your chart. If you choose to purchase and buy that the money for that chart goes towards a deduction to a full 90-minute one-on-one session when you're ready for it. So I give you a coupon after you buy that. So it's almost like a down payment for a 90-minute session, and then you get to download all this prerequisite information that you can read and help you show up to your own session with a little bit more knowledge and more refined questions when you come to meet with me one-on-one. So I highly encourage you to do that. sleepingshaman.com. Get your free birth chart. Coupon code VisionQuest 2026 will save you 20% off a reading right now. I just booked my tickets to Ecuador, so it's happening. I'm going to Ecuador to Vision Quest, and I still need to raise the funds to make all this happen. So please continue to support, like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that. Inform everybody who I am, what I do, and how I can actually offer help in whatever it is you're going through in life, whether it is you're winning or struggling. All right, peace.